What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. The road to 300 pounds. To join that club is an unofficial badge of honor in the bodybuilding world. But will the increase in weight translate over to an increase in placings on the big stage? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to EP09 Bodybuilding, and we have some updates today, starting out with Michal Krizo. 4 months, roughly about 4 months post-surgery at this point, where Krizo had major shoulder surgery, actually. And to look at him now, you would barely know that he went through anything 4 months ago. Currently sitting at 138 kilograms or 304 pounds. He says that he's holding this weight very steadily at this point, and the guy looks absolutely massive. It seems like every time Michal Krizo comes into a new season, we seem to be saying the same thing. How does this guy keep putting on size? I mean, just when you think he can't put on any more, he looks even bigger. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. Krizo, who has his eye on the New York Pro, which would put him at around 19 weeks out at this point. Also, with a new coach, we do not know who it is yet, but he did announce that the guy's name is Chris. We've done some speculation on that already. We'll find out when Michal Krizo does announce exactly who his new coach is. But really, anyone that is planning on going up against Michal Krizo this year better have their shit together, because this guy is coming in at full force, and I think even bigger than what he was previously. Let us not forget the best version of Michal Krizo that we have ever seen, being the Empro Classic 2023. This is the epitome of your modern day Matt's monster. Krizo most certainly did not bring this package to the stage in 2024, where he took third at the Empro Classic. I'm not even going to show you guys the pictures. I mean, they're not a true representation of Michal Krizo. After he had the shoulder surgery, well, like I said, it is a whole new ball game. And the New York Pro will be the first North American show that Michal Krizo has ever competed in. And he is not making his way over here to take anything less than first place. We will see him go up against competitors like Regan Grimes, I know is confirmed to be doing New York. We have heard rumors of Rubiel Mosquera coming in to do New York. Now, I'll believe that when I see it. But regardless, Krizo is going to be a handful for anybody planning on stepping on that New York Pro stage. As for how this new coach is going to bring Krizo into that New York Pro, well, we'll find out in 19 weeks. We have a first-timer to the 300-pound club. Beef Stu, Stuart Sutherland, tipping the scales at 300 pounds, posting on his Instagram saying here, "Unlike most others, I have nothing groundbreaking to say from atop my soapbox about the new year. 2024 was good in some ways and sucked in others. I'm sure 2025 will be similar. That is all." And I'm sure for Stu, what sucked was not getting that Olympia qualification. Ended up taking 4th place at the New York Pro in 2024, a week later taking 4th place in California, and then 5th place at the Vancouver Pro, where he had to shut it down after that because he said his body simply was not responding at that point. As for how he's looking now, tipping the scales at 300 pounds, I think that the arms have come up for Beef Stu. The lats look like they're popping a little bit more from the front. I'm not sure about the chest when it comes to this pose in particular. Quad sweep, always really good for Beef Stu. He always had very good balance from top to bottom. Midsection still looks like it's in check. So when it comes to improvements, I would say that he's made them from the front. From the back, this is from just a couple of weeks ago. Not necessarily the improvements that I would be expecting Beef Stu to make when it comes to really substantially improving his back, and it is most definitely the one pose that he needs to bring up. He is deadly from the front, he is deadly from the side, the most muscular is very respectable. It really just comes down to the back double bicep. The back lat spread for Beef Stu actually is pretty good too, but we're still not seeing that width from the back as of right now. When he shreds down, maybe he will gain some more when it comes to the illusion of bodybuilding, more quad flare, tighter waist. That could give the illusion, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. As for what show Beef Stu is going to compete in 2025, I actually have no idea, but what I do know is Beef Stu did not move his entire life down to Dallas, Texas, quit his full-time job in order to pursue bodybuilding full-time to come in and do anything less than get that Olympia qualification. I think he has made some gains. I do think in the right lineup that he might be able to get to that Olympia stage. How will he really do there? That's a conversation for another day. We'll wait to see what he looks like when he does show up on a bodybuilding stage. But for now, Beef Stu can keep pushing for that size and keep pushing for that Olympia qualification. Final update of the day. One competitor that is certainly no stranger to that 300-pound club, Quint Beastwood, who had a very interesting year in 2024. You know, not really what I think a lot of people were expecting for what went down with Quint Beastwood. He says here on his Instagram, "Wish I had a fun motivational New Year's caption for you guys, but the goals haven't changed. Still working." You know, it's a good thing that these guys aren't into public speaking. I don't think it's going to be their career after bodybuilding. But a physique like this can do all the talking itself. Looks like Quint Beastwood has maintained a very good amount of size. I think that he actually may have put on more in the arms. It looks like the lats are popping a little bit more from the front. Still keeping that tight waistline. This is a very, very impressive version of Quint Beastwood. And considering that he did this entire offseason himself after what went down with Matt Jansen and his outlook on coaching, I'm sure all you guys remember all of those details. This is looking very, very good. You can see the chest is definitely up in size altogether. The pop of the shoulders in this front lat spread is some of the best that you'll find out of anybody in the pro league. And this was not the season that Quint Beastwood was expecting to have as well. Ended up taking 6th place at the New York Pro, where he looked stringy when it comes right down to it. And that was the opinion of basically the majority of the bodybuilding world. Bob Ciccarello actually had Quint Beastwood picked to win the New York Pro 2024. Quint Beastwood fired Matt Jansen, ended up coming back just a few short weeks later to the Toronto Pro and looked substantially improved. So that really proved to the bodybuilding world that Quint Beastwood does have what it takes to be a top level pro. His structure is almost unmatched when it comes to the pro league. The flow, the aesthetics from top to bottom. If he can really fill out that frame, especially given the fact that he's a taller competitor, he can stand up there with the best of the best. So these are very impressive numbers to be tipping on the scale. Will it translate over into an impressive look on the bodybuilding stage for any of these guys that I mentioned in this video? For Krizo, he has a new coach, still unnamed like I mentioned before. How is that new coach going to bring in Krizo when it comes to the first competition that they actually do together? Quint Beastwood will be coaching himself, and he did mention that he'll probably get some help from Dorian Hamilton in the final 4 weeks. But how is that going to look for Quint Beastwood? Certainly looked good when it came to the Toronto Pro, but this is an entire offseason and an entire prep that he'll be doing entirely by himself. So, unknown factors there as well. Will it actually translate over to him getting an Olympia qualification? Well, we're going to find out. So for some of these 300-pound mass monsters, definitely coming into the 2025 season correct, we'll see if that actually lands them that Olympia qualification. And stay tuned for a new series on EP09, Bodybuilding Trivia. You guys, this is going to be a very exciting addition to the channel. I've already invited the first 3 competitors. You guys will see who that's going to be very soon. We'll be filming next week. It's going to be a good one, so stay tuned for that. But I'm going to wrap up the video right here. Thank you guys for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.